What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the WaxMode detailing channel. And today's video is going to be a 4-month durability update for the Last Coat version 2 and Turtle Wax's Ice Seal and Shine's improved formula. Now this is a 1-coat application test. I've got the Last Coat version 2 applied to the left half of the rear quarter panel on this older BMW, and then on the right half I've got the Ice Seal and Shine. And I'm going to apologize in advance for you guys. This is a lighter silver color. It's going to be a bit more difficult to pick up some of the water behavior going on in this specific video here. So just be aware of that. I'm going to try to explain what's going on. What I'm seeing in person is a lot more obvious to me than what you guys are going to be able to pick up through the camera. That small spot right there, that was the area where I struck through the clear coat on the preparation stage before applying the products on top. And so this is a bit of a wild card test. The paint is not the healthiest paint out there. It's a bit older. It's thinning out. And it's beginning to fail, especially the upper sections are going to start failing faster than some of the middle sections down below. But the paint was still well prepped before applying both of these products on top. It was compounded, it was finish polished, it was panel wiped. But I can see there's some areas here where the Turtle Wax's Ice Seal and Shine underneath the crease line is definitely showing signs of being very healthy. Its water repellency is very good in that area right there. Anything to the right half of that gas cap is Seal and Shine. Anything to the left half over here with this rinse, this is the Last Coat version 2. Both sides have areas where it has definitely diminished, especially above the crease of that body line up there. Well, with this rinse here, the paint is still dirty. It was last washed 1.5 months ago, so I'm going to get done rinsing it off, and then I'm going to pull out the CarPro Reset soap. I'm going to wash the sections down, do a touch wash, do a rinse after that, pull out the drying towel, and do a final rinse to see if there's any revival of the water behavior out of these products. Alright, so this is a quick wash with CarPro Reset as my soap, and Reset has been the only soap that I've been using throughout the duration of this test. And this is a pure durability test as well. No maintenance toppers, no spray detailers, no spray waxes has been used on any of these sections throughout this test. But I can definitely tell after this wash and rinse right here, things are certainly starting to slow down at a pretty significant level. I can still see underneath that crease line right there for the Turtle Wax's Ice Seal and Shine, it is showing signs of life. Up above that crease, there's a very slow water repellency rate going on, and I've certainly seen a lot slower when I've taken this panel right here and let it run its course without any sort of protection on it for months and months. I mean, you get to a point to where the water is not wanting to sheet off at all. There's zero repellency. There's nothing but water wanting to stick to that section of the paint. So I've seen a lot worse, and even with the Last Coat version 2 down there underneath the crease line there, I mean, it's definitely showing signs of sheeting water off the surface of the paint. It's not fully 100% hydrophilic at that point yet. And you know what I can say with Seal and Shine compared to the Last Coat version 2, I would say that Seal and Shine does a little bit better job of maintaining its water repellency for a longer time period compared to the Last Coat version 2. It's just been my observation for this specific test right here. Now, I definitely don't recommend going 4 months of durability without using some sort of maintenance topper or just a reapplication of the products on top of the paint. You know, the Last Coat version 2, you can use this quite often. You're not going to really notice it leaving that much streaking behind unless you over apply it to the paint. Seal and Shine, if you're working on a dark colored car, your blacks, your blues, your deep reds, if you use too much of the Seal and Shine, that can definitely streak up on you on certain paints. Now, as I've done in my other durability update videos, once products have really lost a lot of their hydrophobic performance over the months, a lot of times all it really takes to see a little bit of a revival in some of that surface tension in the paint is to just take a dry microfiber towel. This is the CarPro's Dehydrate Twisted Loop Microfiber Drying Towel. This is clean, this is dry, this is bare. There's nothing inside of the towel here. I'm drying the paint off, but I'm also helping to tackle through some of that leftover remnants left behind from the wash process. And so I like to dry the paint off thoroughly, and then I'll go ahead and re-rinse. And this will give me more of an indication of whether or not the products have truly been eroded off the surface of the paints. If they're able to bounce back a little bit, this lets me know that the products still have some life left to them. And so that's what I'm noticing after this final rinse right here. After taking the drying towel to the paint, I'm seeing a nice, smooth, consistent water sheeting rate going on with Turtle Wax's Ice Seal and Shine. And then with the Last Coat version 2, you can see above the crease line there, it looks like it's a little bit slow, but just look at how the water is kind of pooling itself into individual beading after it's trying to be repelled from the surface of the protectant. Now, even though these sections have really developed into a much slower water sheeting behavior, many times when it's raining out, if I have access to this car, I'll come out, I'll take a look at the paint to see what's going on, and I never see water sheeting occurring onto the surface of the paint during a rainstorm, even a heavy rainstorm. Instead, I usually end up seeing a massive amount of water beading left behind after a rainstorm. And that's because there's just not enough volume of water hitting the paint at one time on that section of the paint for it to fully flood that section and really form that connected water sheet, which would then, sheet the water off at a nice steady rate to absolutely prevent the beading. I never see that occurring in the wild on these durability tests with these products that I've been testing for, even the older products like this that have been on the paints for months and months. Usually the only time that I see water sheeting or water flooding occurring in the wild is on unprotected paint that has been unprotected for quite some time, that has really developed into an overly hydrophilic surface. Now, I was editing the durability video and we just started getting hit by a nice little rainstorm. So this gives me the perfect opportunity to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about rather than just trying to explain it. Look at how much water beading is forming on this quarter panel section. Now, 4 months of durability with these two protectants. Now, if you focus in on the trunk section right here, this has had no protection applied to it for quite some time now. The paint is in the process of failing. The water goes completely hydrophilic very shortly during a rainstorm. And it's not just because that panel is a horizontal panel. It's not just because it's flat. And I'll show you that as I pan over to the blue Honda test car right here. You can see this is the Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Liquid Wax that's very close to 8 months of total durability at this point, still beating water up during the rains. The horizontal roof panel right here, I've been using different spray protectants over the months. It's beating water up like crazy. And so there's a massive amount of difference in the surface tension and the water behavior of unprotected paint as it remains unprotected over the months compared to protected panels that maybe their protection has begun to die down a little bit. There's still a massive difference in the water behavior. But that is going to be it for this durability update video, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and are learning some stuff. But we're at 4 months of total durability right here with these products, and even though they have diminished, they've definitely shifted over to a slower sheeting style of water behavior when you flood the paint. During a rainstorm, you're going to see a massive amount of water beading left behind, which should be an indication of their surviving performance. Stay tuned for more videos coming up in the future. Stay safe, and I will see you guys all in the next video.